Hey there, YouTube. I'm Jack. This is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Hope you're all doing well out there. Hope you're all finding something to keep yourself busy in these trying times. Today, I want to talk about preventing illness with a raw food diet. Guys, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate if you go down and hit that subscribe button now, then click on the little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel, and maybe you want to come check out some of my content while you're at home with time to watch things. First of all, I don't want to waste anybody's time. This ain't going to be some woo-woo thing with me telling you some magic protective thing or some potion or some special drink or some special herb or some special food. None of that exists. I see a lot of that going on right now. In fact, right before I was looking at something on Facebook or something, and right before I started this video, I saw somebody, and I think they were trying to sell something with some microbial this or that. Listen, I want to spit a little common sense to you right now. When I say preventing illness with a raw food diet, it's a long-term thing. You know, you're not going to just you're not going to just start doing something today and boom, you're protected from this. And I'm also not like a lot of the people that sit around all sanctimonious and I haven't been sick since such and such and such. Now, I don't get sick very much. In fact, I can't remember the last time I've been sick, but I've had a good immune system, good constitution, as we used to call it, pretty much my whole life, even before I followed this lifestyle. But I do feel like I do have more protection. What I just want to get at is I don't want to get into any stuff like, you know, false hope or whatever like this. Like if we eat like this, that we're somehow magically protected and that we can't get sick. That is absolutely BS. I'm still following precautions. Because I'm a germaphobe. I might do what I do. I might eat what I eat. I might be healthy, but I'm a germaphobe. Now, that might be stuff in my head, but I still take germs very seriously. Before any of this even started, I haven't wanted to get the flu since I came back to the States, so I don't touch I might touch my face, like my forehead or something, but I don't touch my mouth. I've never touched my nose when I'm out. The first thing I do when I come home is I wash my hands. And now I'm even like wiping down my phone once I come back in the door. But there's no woo-woo or magic potion. It's a long-term thing. But you can do this right now. You can learn about your immune system. You can stock up on stuff and start building up and strengthening your immune system right now. This is why I'm always doing what I do. This is why I'm always talking about nutrition and not just, you know, I've evolved a little bit since my Costa Rica days when it was just, just eat as much fruit as possible. The fruit by itself, I'm sorry, is not enough. Okay, theoretically, and I still don't think, you know, it's all about fruit all the time. But even if you were living in perfect conditions where the fruit wasn't so demineralized and it actually was more vibrant than what we are getting here, I still think that there needs to be more in a diet than fruit. And that's why I'm always doubling down and trying to get more and more and more greens in my diet. You know, I started doing the celery juice to get those good mineral salts. And, you know, all of this stuff, what it does, it contributes. Like, I'm just throwing stuff at my immune system all the time. It's about what we do every day. It's, like I say, it's not about, okay, now if you mix this, and I see everybody out there right now with little ginger concoctions and they're buying up ginger. And I don't want to discourage you that because, like I say, right now, while you're quarantined, self-quarantined, or even if you're not, even if you're working some job or you're doing something in some capacity that you have to be outside of the house, it still behooves you to work on your immune system right now. I just don't want you to think like all of a sudden if you haven't been eating all that clean, and that's why I try to promote the version of this lifestyle that I promote. Because, you know, like I say, I always want it to be something that's feeding my immune system, that's strengthening my immune system. That's why it goes back to when people are always talking about they're so caught up in the fats. I'm not anti-fat, but eating a whole bunch of fat isn't doing a whole lot for my immune system. It's the herbs, it's the fruits, it's the, you know, the greens, it's the everything that I'm taking in on a daily basis that is just overall strengthening my immune system. Hydration. hydration. I wanted to look this up just to double check and see what Google said about it before I started, and it said I knew hydration plays a part in your immune system and well. And I quote, staying hydrated helps your immune system stay healthy by giving your whole body the platform it needs to fight off viruses and bacteria. So, preventing illness with a raw food diet. What you can do in this time now where you might be down or you have a lot of time on your hands is start looking into this. Start making the changes now. Don't do it with the mentality of like, okay, we have this crisis now and I'm going to protect myself right now. But think of it more, the next thing down the road or next flu season or whatever bug you come in contact with every day. Work on making your immune system as strong as possible. Like I told you in a video 2 or 3 videos ago about why I do what I do. I'm telling you, this shit is serious to me because I'll be 56 next week. I don't have health insurance, and money-wise, I don't know if I'm going to have health insurance again or if and when I'm going to have it. So it is very important to me. In fact, you might say it's crucial for me to keep my defenses as strong as possible. So when I hear stuff, that's why I just don't understand. Like, I don't relate to the emotional eating and the addiction and all of that because I ain't got time for none of that stuff. Because if I get sick tomorrow, I don't have the money to do something about it. So I have to depend on me. And this is what I'm a gambling man. I always have been during my life, and I do my research, and this is where I'm putting my money. Everything I do, everything I put on here is just me. I'm not telling you, who knows? I might be wrong, who knows? I might be dead 5 years from now. But everything I do is to try to prevent myself from being ill in the future, and also too to be as vibrant as possible in the years that I am on this earth. So like I say, instead of like thinking about putting the Band-Aid on or having one specific thing or, okay, I'm doing this or this special concoction or this antibacterial or this antiviral or whatever, like I say, it's just a good combination of putting whole, fresh foods in our body all the time. And that's why I always talk about, I think it's more about whole, fresh foods than it is about the raw part. Because there's a lot of the raw food that just, technically it's raw, but it's not doing anything to bolster our immune system to make us, more resistant to viruses and flus and bugs. And I'm going to tell you something. This is important, and this is why I mainly wanted to do this, because this coronavirus, I've listened to a number of, podcasts on this. I've mentioned the one that I really take the most out of, and it was that Joe Rogan podcast a week ago today, last Wednesday, with this epidemiologist. I think his last name was Osterholm. But the things he was talking about, it's surprising we haven't had one of these before, and there's a lot more of these COVID corona type viruses. They're calling this thing the coronavirus, but there's a lot of different coronaviruses out there. If I'm not mistaken, the one a couple of years ago, whatever that one was called, was also technically in the category of a coronavirus. So these things can happen. We don't know how long this is going to last. So like I say, I would just takeaway on this is just what I do every day. And like I say, I just like to give people an insight into what I'm doing. I'm not the guy that sits there and tells you I'm your guru or this is how you should eat. But for me, it's about getting as much good fresh fruit in as possible, getting a good variety. It's about getting those greens in. I bolster that by even taking the daily green boost. I'm just always trying to add new things in. I'm wanting to, start getting myself some herbs around the house. But I'm just always, I'm very curious when it comes to that. And I'm just always just trying to look for something else that I can add to make myself, more immune to these type things. Because like I say, this is seriously, seriously, seriously why I do that. It's a very personal thing. It's just for trying to keep myself as, and I know, I know. If I had not come to this lifestyle, let's fast forward, let's go back 8 years and let's say the butterfly effect, something had happened and I had not come into this lifestyle, even if I was living, I would have probably gotten away from the drinking because that wasn't going to last. I was going to die on that. So I'd have probably gotten away from the drinking. I would have probably had a somewhat healthy version, but I don't think I would have been, I think probably now at almost 56, I would have had a lot more inflammation in my body. I don't have inflammation, in these last 8 years since I've been following this lifestyle. I haven't picked up any additional inflammation. There's no stiffness that I didn't have 8 years ago. In fact, I probably have less aches and pains than I had then. So, like I say, instead of thinking about, always be thinking long term and always be thinking of just building, eating good one day after another. And hey, maybe this is the health crisis thing going on that can really wake people up and get them out of this. Well, I don't know how, I can't stop eating this, or I've got an addiction to this. Well, you make choices in life. So anyhow, this is the way that I've decided is the best way to take care of myself. But also too, let me just double down again and say, follow the precautions. Keep stuff clean. Stay away from people. Do the social distancing. Hell, I've been doing social distancing for so long. I could probably teach a course. Maybe I'll do a YouTube video just on social distancing. Just joking. But anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this one today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. And, just hang in there. Try to do some stuff with your family. Play some games. If you are with people, do some stuff. Put down your phones. Don't be on the computer all the time. And actually spend some time face to face. I would not mind that. I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of glad I'm not stuck in here with, a family unit. But wouldn't mind having somebody here for a little intelligent conversation and company. But anyhow, see you guys a little bit later this week. Peace.